Today we're going to talk about Claudette Colvin. Guess what? In Montgomery, Alabama, in 1955, a young black woman became the first person who was arrested for not giving up her seat to a white lady on the bus. That young woman's name is Claudette Colvin. Claudette Colvin is a 15-year-old bespectacled teenager. Let me say it, bespectacled teenager. It's a hard word, bespectacled. She takes the bus home from school. So her friends are like, hooray, we're having a fun trip to home. Uh-oh, a white lady. A white lady gets on the bus. The white lady's like, hey, you guys have to move because I'm white. Claudette's friends leave, but Claudette stays and is like, you know what? I paid my fare, the same as this white lady paid her fare. So Claudette's like, F you, I'm sitting. Have a seat. White lady's like, I will not have a seat. The bus driver's like, I'm gonna get the cops. So the cops are like, move. Claudette's like, I shall not be moved. And they drag her off the bus. The only thing she knows to do is to go, it's my constitutional right. And they're like, it's 1955, and we don't have to do so f you. Claudette's like, 1955. I'm sorry, Albert. I'm not sorry. So, wait, what?
I was just saying,
so, the NAACP is flooded with letters saying Claudette Colvin is so brave, she's wonderful. And the person who reads these letters, the secretary of the NAACP, Rosa Parks. Rosa Parks goes to Claudette Colvin's house and is like, Claudette, you're the Claudette's like, no. I'm the one who got my ass dragged to jail. And that's how they really connect and become friends. So whenever she's at an NAACP meeting, she spends the night at Rosa Parks' house. And Rosa Parks is like, you know what? You're great. Claudette Colvin is like, you're great. They really connect. Time passes, and E.D. Nixon, the president of their local chapter of the NAACP, is like, we need to start a bus boycott. And this bus boycott will start a revolution. We should use Claudette Colvin's arrest as a reason to boycott the buses. People get behind her, but then they were like, oh, but not white people because she has darker skin. And we can't have a 15-year-old as the face of the anti-segregation movement. But we can have Rosa Parks as the face of this movement. So it's at that time that Rosa Parks sits down in the white section of the bus and gets taken off to jail. But she had to act like, oh, I was just tired. Aren't I not threatening white people? And then white people were like, oh, she's just tired. We're eating this up. Our story starts in Arkansas, Little Rock to be specific. It's 1957. The Supreme Court has just ruled in the case of Brown versus the Board of Education that separate is not equal. So their local NAACP went out to the black community and found 9 kids to go to Central High School, the premier high school in Little Rock, Arkansas. So these kids are like, we are the Little Rock 9. We are fucking 9 visions of black excellence. We will go to school and we'll change the world. It'll be great. So then the governor of Arkansas, Orville Faubus, finds out that these kids are planning to integrate. And this bitch, Orville Fartbus, you can fart all you want on Fartbus. Anyway, Orville Fartbus was like, hey, if these kids integrate, the streets will run red with blood. Orville Fartbus is a bitch. So then the kids show up to school on September 4th, 1957, the first day of school. The senior in the group of the Little Rock 9 is Ernest Green. And he is like, oh my gosh, there is an ass load of angry white people. This angry white mob was like, we don't like you. You need to go away. We are going to beat you up and hang you from a tree. Meanwhile, on the other side of school, Elizabeth Eckford, the 9th of the Little Rock 9, is like, oh fuck, I'm here all by myself. Oh my God, there's a huge mob of white people. This is terrifying. They're yelling and they have signs and they're shouting shit. And they are like, hey, you're white. I mean, I'm white and you're black. So that means I don't like you. So she gathers herself and this girl is G'd up, fucking face stone cold and walking through these people who wanna pick her up and break her in two, just walking through like a G. And she sees the Arkansas National Guard. They must be here to help me, she thinks. She quickens her pace and she goes, hey, these white people are trying to kill me, please save me. And they like block her entrance. They are letting other white students in. And she's like, what is the deal? You are the National fucking Guard. If anybody needs to be guarded, it's me here now. So she leaves school. She sits down at the bus stop and the white people are surrounding her and they're like, we don't like you. You are poopy. She waits several minutes for the bus. The bus pulls up and she is like, thank God I can finally get out of here. This isn't the last I will see of you, but also fucking fuck. Can I just get a fucking education?
So Dr. King is using the 16th Street Baptist Church to try to organize protests. And Martin Luther King being like, yo, for real though, it's time for us to do something. And the adults were like, listen, it's not that we don't agree with you, but at the end of the day, I still have to put food on the table and pay the rent in this hole. I don't want them burning crosses on my lawn or any shit like that. So, like, bitch, it's not f***ing safe. We can't do this. And Dr. King was like, if we can't enact change in Birmingham, we can't do it anywhere. Who can join in the protest and get arrested with us? And he was sort of shocked to see Gwendolyn Sanders and her sisters get up and say, you know what, we'll do it. We will do something about this. And then more and more kids stood up to volunteer. They decided to mobilize. So that's exactly what they did. They went back to school like, listen, we know y'all are sick of the racism and there's something we can actually do about it. And on May 2nd, the protest went down. Administrators started locking the doors to keep them from getting out. And kids would just straight up jump out the window like, bitch, you're not gonna keep us here. Over 1,000 kids left school to go to Kelly Ingram Park to protest. But then Will Connor, head of the Birmingham Police Department, was like, okay, well, y'all's black asses can go to jail. And so they started carting these kids off by the dozens. And over 1,000 kids were arrested on that first day, which is insane. After a few days of protests, the Birmingham jail was totally overcrowded. And so as more kids are arrested, others come back out to take up their place. But on May 5th, that was when shit got really real. Will Connor was looking at hundreds of black kids standing up to his bullshit. He was like, let's bring out the hoses. These are high pressure, knock you the out water hoses. But the kids realized their strength in numbers and togetherness matters. So those kids linked hands and said, not today, bitch, not today. So Bull Connor decides, oh, okay, release the K-9 units so that the dogs could these kids up. Excuse me. And at this point, there were news crews there that caught the entire situation on camera, and these are now some of the most infamous shots of the civil rights movement. And after people saw children on international TV being sprayed with hoses and attacked by dogs, a mind shift occurred. And after 8 solid days of protest, President Kennedy felt motivated to come out and say, you know what? I didn't want to say it before because of the Southern white voters, but them motherfuckers are racist. So it's time to just be real. The shit that you are going out here and doing to people in my name is not the okay. Oh man, I love drinking. How come I don't do this more? Woo! So anyway, who was I talking about? The kids.
Yeah.
So after the success of the Birmingham Children's March, Dr. King decided to ride that momentum and he gave his I Have a Dream speech. Bull Connor was fired. And the Civil Rights Act was passed within a year of all that. So it was monumental that Gwendolyn Sanders And these kids were willing to say, this is not a f***ing game, and you won't treat us and our people this way because we're here and this is what's going on and it's time for us to stand up too. And so I don't have to worry about that sort of thing the way those kids even did or their parents even did.
No,
I don't take that for granted.
And cheers to the kids.
Cheers to the kids.